When I bought this Nissan GTR from an auction, it was in no condition to be driven. In order to get this car running again, there are a lot of problems we need to address. After stripping it, we discovered
structural damage.
the passenger side chassis arm was bent and out of shape.
Oh my God!
After finding the structural damage, I thought I may have to drop this project. But all of you guys in the comment section reassured me that this damage can be repairable, which adds more to the already very high 200,000 quotation we got from the dealer. The dealers can only deliver parts within 6 to 8 weeks, but time just isn't on our side. So we've decided to find parts our own way. We have to get a new bumper, fender, control arm, bonnet airbags, and the most worrying part of them all is the carbon fiber cradle. If anything goes wrong, or we get scammed trying to find parts, then the money I spent buying the world's cheapest Nissan GTR would have gone to waste. Out of all of the projects that I've worked on, I don't think I've put in as much work as I've put in on this car.
It's so exhilarating. The power, the handling.
It's just a big headache. I just spent so much of money on this car. So today guys, we are going to be doing some major progress on the GTR. Fitting some parts, and I'm going to be showing you and plugging you where I got most of my GTR parts. And then I think without this supplier, nothing was going to be able to be done on my GTR. On this video, I'm going to be attempting to finish the GTR. Before we get to finishing the GTR, on the last video guys, I'm sure all of you all saw how uncomfortably I was working. I was just working really uncomfortably.
This is so uncomfortable.
So I've got a surprise for myself now and for you guys. Let me show you. Ta-da! So we got a new ramp. Well, it's not a new ramp, it's a ramp that we collected in Durban, the same ramps that I was showing you all on the floor that we collected from Durban. So now I'm gonna work really comfortably on my Nissan GTR and all of my projects in this shop. So we've got a 2-post hoist now that is capable of going, I think, about 1.9 meters high. So yeah, sorry for the previous ugly visuals. Now you're gonna get some professional shots and everything. One thing I actually saw about this GTR that I did not know about because the car was so low. This pipe has got an upgraded exhaust and it's actually a free flow. Let's have a look at it. No more jacking up. Just press up a button. Moving on up. All right, the car's all jacked up. Look, I fit underneath, which is good. So let's look at it, the exhaust. So it's got a, okay, now I'm just doing some free promos. I don't know which company this is. It's got a P-Tech exhaust. Looks very nice, looks very proper. It even has their number over there. So no silencer from the flexi pipes, which is here, to all the way in the back. Yeah, to all the way in the back. Oi! So it's got no silencers. One thing I'm excited to hear is how like aggressive this thing is gonna sound on acceleration when we rev it once it's at like full operating temperature. I'm really excited about that. So right now, let me show you the parts that we've bought for the Nissan GTR because we are about to fit on the control arm. Please do not drag me. I got some second-hand parts and some parts are obviously going to be new. So tada, these are some of the parts that we got for the Nissan GTR. The bumper does look a little bit crusty. That's because all of those black marks are mainly because of tape. It was taped up, so that's just needs to be like sanded down, but the bumper is going to be resprayed. So the bumper right there, we got the bumper, and they even threw a free grill for us. How's that? Top service, baba. And the most controversial part of this Nissan GTR, we got the cradle over here. We also got a cradle, incomplete. It's just a bare cradle and it's not damaged anywhere. That's something I'm really excited about. And you guys will not believe how much I got a second-hand cradle for. So make sure you watch the whole video to know. And then we also have a headlight over there for the left-hand side because the left-hand side headlight was damaged, as all of you guys know. And then the last part, which was the main cause of the back wheel to be pushed back, is the control arm. I think you can already see the major difference between that control arm right there and this one. So that's the old one, which is like really bent, and that's the new one. So that control arm is secondhand. You heard me right. On the last video I said I'll be buying a brand new control arm because it's much cheaper. Well, it turns out that Nissan did say that they have a control arm in stock, but when they got to the warehouse, the part was nowhere to be found, and unfortunately they could not supply us the part. So I had to go the second-hand route to get the control arm. So let's get this control arm fitted and let's get this GTR done and sent to the panel beater.
With the ramps installed in our new workshop, we can get the repairs on the Nissan GTR done a lot faster. The first repair that we'll have to be doing will have to be the control arm.
So just notice more damage as we're about to put on the control arm. The CV boot is torn, but that's nothing. I'll just send it for reconditioning once the car is back and once the car is running. That's not a train smash. First things first, since we're going to be installing the control arms, we're gonna need to lower the subframe again.
Lowering the subframe is the only way that you can get the control arm on this Nissan GTR out.
So the reason why we lower it is to have a little bit more space to fit the control arm. So this, I'm guessing, is gonna be really hard since removing it was like really hard as well. And I'm doing it alone. Because camera boy just says, it's not in my job description. Nah, I never said that.
Fitting the new control arm will need a few taps with the hammer.
The control arm on the subframe is on right now. And now, you just have to put on this one. So these bolts, I think they're called angle bolts or something. Because they've got like a little dial on them. And since they have a dial, it's like part of the wheel alignment for it. So yeah.
Before we bolt it in, we need to ensure that all of the holes are aligned properly.
If you were wondering why we're putting the bolts on the wrong side, it was just to align the hole before you say we put the bolt on the wrong side.
While struggling to remove the old control arm, I ended up losing the ball joint bolts for the control arm.
I think I got the wrong bolt. You see. So it's not fitting on the old one as well, so you got the wrong bolt. Now just have to find the right one.
I eventually found the bolt we need, and in no time I got all the bolts on and put the tire back on the GTR. After installing the control arm, I noticed that the tire was in its correct position and it was no longer touching the wheel arch.
Right, the wheel is finally on the Nissan GTR, and boy do I have a surprise for you. So this is what our wheel looks like. If you remember, our wheel was pushed all the way to the back previously, and that was because of the bent control arm. So now we've got a 3 to 4 finger gap in between the wheel arch, which is good. Let's go to the other side. So I hope the finger gap is also like the same. So this is the other side, and we also have a 3 to 4 finger gap, which means we are now in the clear in terms of suspension on the Nissan GTR. Of course, we're going to keep monitoring the suspension and see if everything is good. We'll see once the car's on the floor if it's got any camber or anything. If it does have camber, maybe it might mean that some of the other things are bent on the car. However, if the wheel is straight, it looks like we're in the clear.
With that being said, I think it will be now safe to move this car around without the fear of damaging anything.
Alright, so right now we are beginning with one of the most hardest things, or the things that I thought would be the hardest on the Nissan GTR, and that is sourcing all of the spares for the Nissan GTR. Every time I kept searching for parts, there's just one guy that kept coming along. I actually gave this guy a ring because, for one, guys, if we're talking about Nissan GTR parts, we're talking about expensive, really expensive parts. I want us to call this guy, get to know this guy, and find out what's his story, because everywhere I'm searching, I keep coming across Yomasa parts.
I'm Mandisi Mzudwini from Yomasa Cars Africa. We sell and source vehicle car parts online. Our website is www.yourmastercars.africa. It's not only Mambo who gets this level of professionalism from us. All our customers, we provide the best that we can. Thank you to Mambo and the team for giving us a platform to promote our business.
So that bloke that you just saw over there, that's our parts supply for this Nissan GTR. If I'm gonna be buying parts, I wanna get all of my parts from one place. So as you can see, all of these parts, I think I wanna try and source all of those parts from him. I'm not gonna keep searching everywhere and anywhere for cheap parts and whatnot, and then I get my heart broken, I get scammed. Let me just deal with this guy. I know he stays. I know he's got a fro and garners. He's not gonna play me like that. Otherwise, this guy has actually delivered. He's brought us a lot of parts. Yeah, this is cool. It looks like the same one.
Same one,
These are the Bonnet area. Yeah. Otherwise, the fender looks good. It's pretty straight. Yeah. The suspension is sorted out and it looks good by everything. And we also have our fender. Our fender just got delivered, as you just saw the unboxing, as well as the bonnet airbags, these bad boys. Right now, we are sending the GTR over to the panel beater. We have to get this car ready by the end of February.
Our trusty panel beater arrived to tow the GTR and repair the bent chassis arm.
Right, so the GTR is currently at the panel beaters, and today I am transporting our cradle so that this can help them make the alignment much easier.
The bent chassis arm was a nasty surprise, and I didn't see it coming, and no one likes nasty surprises. Which reminds me,
if you're just like me and you hate nasty surprises, make sure to use our promo code, which is Mambo20, on your next car vertical check. Car Vertical is a platform that helps you check the history of the vehicle so you avoid any nasty surprises.
let's use this Audi TT as an example. After typing in the VIN, Car Vertical provides a summary of the vehicle's history. We can tell that this car has never been stolen before and the odometer reading is accurate. However, according to Car Vertical, this car was involved in 2 previous accidents. Car Vertical provides images of the car's complete timeline and the car's ownership.
So by simply typing in the VIN number on the search bar, you can get the full history of the vehicle that you're interested in or that you currently own.
At this point, the GTR's entire front end is stripped, and we have to start with fitting the new carbon fiber cradle.
Now that the car's back from the panel beaters, I'm thinking we start to reassemble everything. So the initial goal that I had was that I wanted to make sure that the car is done by the end of February. But now I want to get this car done much more sooner than that. And today, hopefully, we can get this Nissan GTR running. For now, let me enjoy my cup of coffee. Can I have some? We can have some of the hard work that we're gonna do just now.
To do that, we will have to remove all of the parts that are still on the old cradle and put them on the new cradle. We began with the fan motors that spins the fans, followed by the fans that help keep the engine cool, and then the fan control modules, which help regulate the speed of the fans. I did have some trouble placing them in the correct position.
With exotics, it's hard to strip and it's harder to assemble.
Next were the flaps, and now the radiator. I then put on the condenser.
Once you start and eventually find your flow, you just keep going. Right now, I think I found my flow. I'm starting to see the shape of everything.
The carbon fiber cradle is really starting to take shape.
So I think the airboxes will have to be installed first because you can't take out the airbox without pushing the cradle forward. So I have to do that first.
Before that though, I needed to make sure that the cradle actually fits onto the repaired chassis arm.
Before I go too far, what I want to do right now is to try and line this up myself. Looks like everything is lining up.
The true test to see if the cradle fits correctly is to try and screw on the bolts.
I think we need to put on some like pilot bolts first to check out properly.
We had issues with the alignment on the left chassis arm.
Since our cradle is not lining up, the panel beater is on his way.
So I had to call once again our trusty panel beater. He came to the shop with his tools to help us align the cradle correctly. We removed the cradle and began the alignment process. We put the cradle back on and put a jack in between the two chassis arms in hopes that we could get the screws to align correctly. We eventually managed to get it right and also made sure that we could fit the air boxes and the crash bar. Thankfully, we've got the perfect alignment and we can get the car back on the ramp and continue where we left off.
So right now we had a big issue of the cradle not aligning properly, all of our small mounting bolts, but we did have the panel beater come through. Thank God he could come through and not say, hey Baba, come to my shop. So that was a big help. Now everything is aligned properly, from the bumper stiffener to the cradle. All of the bolts are on, everything is nice. So now I'm assembling everything. We're going to put on all the air boxes, everything, so that we can start the car up even with the cradle on and see how goes it. Let's go.
I know you told your friend you're
Give me your impression of what this car is going to sound like since it's straight pipe. Hi, Baba, this is not a 325. I think maybe it's going to... It's going to scream. I was going to scream. I don't think anything can top the Aston Martin. I don't think anything can top that naturally aspirated V8. Never.
Mama, why you abandoned the bandana?
I need to get it. It's because we were busy with the panel beater. My videos gonna look pop. Do my videos look pop with the bandana, guys? I saw the last video we posted, I wasn't looking tops with all the sweat. Comment down below, must we ditch the bandana or get like a proper bandana? If you run a bandana business, hit us up.
You look like the logo from Muchachos.
With the airbox installed, I also needed to lift the car to get the radiator hose connected. The next item on the list is the front cradle that houses the intercoolers.
Oh, Mambo, I'm tired of helping you. This is not in my job description.
It's fine, you can drop it and go home.
You told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile.
With that on, I placed the oil cooler, which I had a hard time taking off before.
We're almost there now. We're getting there, Sano. Getting it done. It's a lot of work and we're working very slow because like I can't remember where half of the stuff go. When I was stripping, I was just so excited to see a GTR. I didn't follow all of the necessary precautions that I normally do when I'm stripping a car for the first time. But nonetheless, I wouldn't say it's like super hard. It's doable.
Not taking pictures of each and every step when stripping was a mistake I'll never make again. But the excitement of working on a Nissan GTR made me overlook the simple procedure that could have saved me a lot of time, and you will see later on. Next were the intercoolers, and then I got the pipes for the intercoolers connected. Next, I had to install the horns of this Nissan GTR. This is a very crucial part of the Nissan GTR because after all, this is a supercar killer and they will need to know when they need to get out of the way. To complete the engine, I connected the remaining air intake pipes.
We are about 60% done. Like the whole front is good. The thing that's left is the bumper stiffener, two couple of wiring stuff. And then right now I'm just installing one crash sensor. So the good thing about these, the guy that does my airbags said he can just reset them, so I don't have to buy new ones because those were really expensive from the agents. So yeah, everything is like pretty much on and good. For example, all of the water pipes are on. The only thing that's not installed here, since you see a big gap, is the reservoir bottle. So yeah, things are looking up.
Mambo, we've got a comment from Dominique. Using every phone at home and work just to keep tabs on this rebuild.
It's almost done, Dominique. We're getting there, boy. Is Dominique a girl, brother? Yeah, we're getting there, my guy. My girl, I don't know. You must tell me if it's a girl or boy, Shoka. It's out. You know the times that we live in. I don't want to get cancelled.
I don't know either.
Thanks for liking, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing.
We were definitely making great progress.
Never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray.
But now it was time for me to deal with my least favorite thing when doing rebuilds: wiring.
If it was a GTI boss, I'd be done long time ago. Long time. But this is a GTR. I'm defeated now.
We got the car lifted and got some of the wiring sorted out.
I've gotten a lot done, but still, the wiring is just really like draining me. It's draining me out.
Now I need to get the bumper, reinforce, and crash bar fitted.
We're gonna have to change these because these are broken off, and since they're broken off, it cannot hold this cowling properly, so it's just gonna flap. So what these actually do is to keep the cowling from flapping when you like cruising and there's like a lot of aerodynamics. It also helps with the lower cover. It also mounts here to the lower cover, so it doesn't get pulled down. So this will have to be changed.
With those on, I thought we were really close to completing the front end. But as you'll come to realize, assembling a crash damaged car is a lot more work than stripping it. And even the little parts like the bonnet stay can end up taking you a lot of time to fit back on.
I'm stuck because I cannot remember where this goes. And if you're asking yourself, why you don't just rewind the footage? It's not that easy. It's like hours and hours of footage. That alone takes some time as well. So I'm gonna try and figure it out. If I can't figure it out, then I'm gonna resort to checking the footage. But for now, I'll try and figure it out. But I think this is supposed to go under here. I honestly think so because of this as well. But now if this goes over the, yeah, this actually goes there, under here. Yo, so many stuff I put on here.
Once again, I have to emphasize the importance of taking pictures of each and every step, as that can save you a lot of time. I went back to review the footage of where exactly the bonnet stay mounts onto.
Why I can't find the footage? Like I didn't take any photos when I was stripping. This has to come out again. This has to come out again, or at least like lean forward. Lean forward,
yeah.
And then I try and squeeze this in. See here? This is where these two mount over here. So this needs to be underneath. If this thing didn't have this to put the bonnet up, I was not gonna put it back.
Instead of taking off the cradle, I removed a couple of bolts and pried it open so that I could fit on the bonnet stay. Always tried to save time without compromising quality and workmanship.
There was no way I was gonna take that thing out again. There was no way, boy.
With that done, I screwed the remaining bolts on the cradle, sealing the deal.
Yeah, it's getting there, we're getting there.
And now I can fit the headlights on.
Coming along, man. It's coming along. My energy is revived now. First time my mouth ever watered over a car. It makes sense. This is not a normal car. It's a GTR. One piece broke here, so we can't mount it for now. We're gonna change these headlights.
With the right hand side driver headlight fitted on, I can now concentrate on the left hand side, which, if you remember, was damaged. Before that though, I need to put on the replacement fender. I have to try and make sure it aligns correctly, even though it's still gonna go for panel beating and spray painting. With that done, we have to now deal with the passenger side door. It couldn't open properly due to the crash, but to my surprise, my panel beater actually sorted out the door for us free of charge, and he was sorting out the damaged passenger side chassis arm. Aligning the fender was a little bit of a struggle, but we eventually got it right. The door could open freely as well, without creaking, making a noise, or touching our replacement fender. We can now address the passenger headlight.
So this is a temporary headlight. I want to replace both of my headlights, so I got this one. Like, it's not in the best of shape, but it's a temporary headlight until I get like proper headlights for this car. I'm gonna change the right hand side and the left hand side. If you've got proper ones, clean ones, let me know, because on this one, like, it's got some broken clips and stuff, so it's not in the best of condition, this one. But at least it's like complete. The car's gonna look nice with this headlight. At this side, fighting for my life. Oh,
There it is.
there it is. Yeah, it's in horrible condition though, this headlight. This headlight is in a horrible condition, but better than having a cracked one. So if you've got a headlight, 2 headlights as a matter of fact, in good condition, please hit us up. We need them, bro. So we do need a proper piece for our headlight. That headlight has got no mounting bracket.
I did manage to find what we were looking for on the broken piece of the old carbon fiber radiator cradle. The front end is nearly complete, only the bumper and the bonnet left. But there's something that's been on my mind ever since we began assembling. These crash sensors.
Now the only thing that's not plugged in is these bad boys here, and I don't know where they fit, where they are fitting. I know there's one supposed to be on this side, another one in the middle, another one over there, I think. Did you try and check the footage to see if we can see them plugged in?
You did try to look at some pictures and you found nothing. Yeah.
Let's check online. The only thing I'm not sure now where it goes, it's these crash sensors. Not really sure where those go.
While every other part of this rebuild had its own challenge. Due to the fact that I didn't take any pictures while stripping, I was going in completely blind. But if you're working on cars, you know that fixing cars and reassembling cars is like putting together a puzzle. So using my experience as a mechanic, I was able to figure out where most of the pieces go. But when it came to these crash sensors, I could not figure it out. There was no visible mounting points for the crash sensors, unlike the rest of the parts, sensors and plugs.
I remember this thing, it was so hard to take it out. So hard to take this out. Because I was taking out each plug like one by one. Now I can't find it.
We tried checking footage online and found nothing that could help us find where these crash sensors belong. And whenever I tried to play back the footage that we did take, the sensors were already loose. Typically, the front impact sensors mount onto something like this, but that was nowhere to be found on the cradle. We even checked the old cradle for any clues.
Over here, that's where the center one mounts, and then there's nothing in the back. No place in the back for it to mount. In the front, no place again. No place. There's no place for it on the cradle. Absolutely no place. Let's go look some more.
But still, nothing. These crash sensors can't possibly just hang like that. So where do they belong? At this point, my patience was definitely running thin. What could I have possibly missed? And one thing that kept stressing me is if I had to maybe remove all of these cradles again to fit them properly.
Honestly, right now, I don't know.
And just as I was about to call it a day,
It's on the bumper. It sits on the bumper. How many hours like you've literally been on this thing? And the one thing I keep telling you, Chocolate, wherever it sits, there is screws like those ones over there. 1, 2, and then here's the third one, 3 over here. So it's 3, like 1, 2, 3. Like we've been at it, bruh.
the mounting points of these crash sensors were right under our noses. The crash sensors on the Nissan GTR mount onto the bumper, and now everything just makes so much sense. That's why we couldn't find anything online, because we were looking in the wrong place.
Let's call it a day. At least now we're successful. We're not going to have insomnia and say, I wonder where this thing goes. We know. Alright, so yesterday was a complete, I do not know what. Yesterday we left the shop really late, and after hours and hours of checking for these bad boys, where they connect, which is the crash sensors, after some time, we decided to go check the bumper, and guess what? The crash sensors actually get installed on the bumper. For some reason, I did not know that, but that is also out of the way. That wasted a lot of our time. And right now, today, I want us to completely finish the Nissan GTR Black Edition. So we're gonna be assembling everything, bumper, etc., and then maybe putting this car on the road today. Most of the work is actually done on the GTR. I think we need to build over our really scrappy bumper. Yo, if you guys would know how much I spent on this like beat up bumper, yeah, I would trend. I don't know why this guy that sold us the bumper. Oh, he's been watching our videos. Hello, Hendrik. So Hendrik is the guy that has bumper parts for this car. Why did you strip the thingy there, my man? Please, my man. If you sell me stuff, sell me complete stuff.
Yes, the bumper was definitely not in the best shape. Right now, my focus is to complete this car. Now, that leaves us with the old bumper to strip. Starting off with this rubber piece, followed by the fog lights. And then the two grills, as well as the mounting points for the crash sensors.
If you have this grill, please let us know. It's the one that sits here at the top. So yeah, the one that sits here, please let us know. One of the things we need for the bumper, this grill broken off, please.
The bumper is now complete and it's ready to go onto the car. One thing I did forget to mention, this bumper that we're putting on our Nissan GTR actually came from a Nismo edition. Comment which GTR you prefer, my Black Edition or a Nismo edition. I mounted the crash sensor wires.
So we have one of these. I'm guessing it's also an indicator. So we have one of these. We need for the left hand side as well. So the left hand side one is missing. We need to get one for the left hand side. Headlight washer jet for the left hand side is damaged. We'll have to get one for this side. And it also looks like we'll also have to get the left hand side indicator for the bumper. It looks like the plug is damaged, so we'll have to get that as well. For now, I think we'll just install the bumper. After installing the bumper, we'll put everything else that's left while the vehicle's on the ramp.
In order to align the bumper perfectly on, I had to remove the wheels to adjust the fender liners.
Before you guys hate on me, I don't have a power bar. This is what the guys did to my power bar. So yeah, I'm going to be using this to remove the wheels. So yeah, if you've got a problem with this, please donate us with a power bar.
You don't definitely need a power bar when you're determined. And the closer we get, the more motivated I feel to complete this project.
It's taking shape. It's gonna be something to marvel at. Making small progress here and there. Look at how lacquer the bumper's joined here. Nice, not flimsy. So there's something that we need, which is like a clip You need like a clip to put it on here. So that's what we're gonna do as well for that other side. But for now, this will do for the testing and all of that. Yeah, so now we're close now, boy. So guys, we're struggling with views. I think comment down below. Let us know what we can do differently to appeal to a much broader audience and all of that stuff. Cause like we stuck at the 150,000 jail. We cannot surpass 150,000 views. I don't know, because the engagement is really good from you guys. You're like commenting 2,000 comments, about 11,000 likes, 10,000 likes. The engagement from you guys is top notch. I don't understand why YouTube is not pushing out our channel. Maybe it's because we just started, but let us know. It's only there. Only this side. We need to do something that we did there. Just flimsy, yeah. This side it's like proper. This side got a little bit of flimsiness. I don't know why. Oh, it's because we didn't add a bolt over here. So yeah, just need to add a bolt there and then we're good. And then now, just needs one more piece. The cover for yeah. It is done.
Let's get these tires back on.
So we're gonna lift this car one more time and just do a double check underneath if there's anything loose, if everything is good. And then if everything is good, I'm happy with the underneath. We'll drop it for the very last time. We'll drop it like permanently. Change the bonnet shocks, get the bonnet on, and then we gonna be doing donuts. I'm joking, hey. This one I'm gonna be driving it at 60. I'm gonna be driving it at 60, this one. And then when I sell it, I'm gonna say lady owned. Lady owned, driven only at 60.
I really hope this is the last time I have to pick this car up.
Undercarriage looks really good. I don't have any complaints. No wires sticking out. I want the car to be in pristine condition. Like, I want you to look at this car and not say that the car was like ever involved in an accident, basically. So I also have a question to maybe all of the automotive content creators in South Africa. Like, what do you think is the cause for it to be so hard for us to just say that, okay, we're just depending on content creation, we rebuilding or just car reviews like full time? Like, what do you think is the issue? What do you think is the issue? Because yeah, I'd love to do this like full time. It's a nice challenge. This for me is like who I am. This is what I like doing. This is why I stopped in the beginning to do people's cars, is to basically just do what I love and let what I love help me thrive and help me get through life day by day. Let me know down in the comments, why is it hard for us automotive content creators to just live off of the content creation of cars? One of the ways I think we can grow the automotive scene in South Africa is to encourage each other and not bring each other down. As I was saying, my camera cut. And I think as men, let us not drag each other down. You'll know the mental health issues that men have. Each and every day, maybe over 50 men across the world hang themselves, kill themselves, take their own lives. I think as guys, let's be one of our biggest supporters. If you've got something to say about somebody's project, send him a DM. Don't drag the guy publicly, you know? Like, we all learning, no one is perfect in life, and let's try to bring each other up. You watching this content, it's because you like cars. One day you want to take the risk of doing something. How would you feel if somebody would drag you down and put you down doing something that you love? So let's spread positive energy. Let's appreciate one another. If another person wants to bring their project out to the world, let's congratulate them, let's welcome them so they can be encouraged to do better, be better, and also see and learn from their mistakes.
Since the undercarriage looks fine and the bumper is secured, we can now remove the bonnet airbags so that the bonnet can close properly. And in case you missed the last video, the way these work is, in the event of an accident, they deploy and lift the bonnet upwards and outwards to prevent it from penetrating the windshield.
I think we might have to take out the cowling.
Although we plan to fit the new airbags, we decided that it would be better to leave it to the professionals.
I will let the airbag guy fit this. But like in my experience, this shouldn't like just jump out. And yes, the crash fault is still there on the computer box, but I don't know if it'll ignite it.
Mambo, we've got a comment from Sandile. He says, is Mr. How Much ready for a rematch?
I do not know. I don't know. I want to comment on that one. I'd love to, just for fun, have a small race with him, even though I think that he wouldn't stand a chance. The GTR is renowned for being called the supercar killer. So would i30N stand a chance? I don't think so. Maybe I throw the odds in his favor and try and race him in reverse. I'm just kidding, guys, banter. But yeah, just for fun, just, you know, for content, I think we should maybe give it a try.
We put on the remaining covers as well as the rubber beadings that go around the engine bay.
All we need now is just the bonnet.
There's definitely nothing left to do but to install the bonnet.
Suga Satan endleleni. You know what that one means? They'll tell you in the comments. Ask them to tell you in the comments.
With the help of my workshop's technician, we managed to get the bonnet onto the hinges and screw it on.
See how fast that one was? Maybe we just need an appy in this channel. You don't think so, Shofat?
Yeah.
You're very useless, eh?
No, I'm pretty good. It's just that, you know, I gotta be behind the camera and whatnot.
Yeah, you can't differentiate between a ratchet and a screwdriver. Tell them that I told you to bring a screwdriver, you brought me a hammer.
No, I had the screwdriver. I just wanted to also bring a hammer for you, just in case you needed it.
Oh, you're funny, huh? One thing I actually forgot to check is if our bonnet hinges are working. Because imagine we close the bonnet and now we can't even open the bonnet again. That would be a whole graph and a half as well. Before we even close the bonnet, we're going to check to see if the hinges are working. Why is it doing a position? Oh. So I think the bonnet does need adjustment. But I think we need to change the bonnet because of this gap. Look at this gap. Either we need to adjust it, either we need to adjust the bonnet hinges, or we need to replace them. One of the two. Because in the front it's fine. This side is fine, looks fine. But you can see all of these seams. The seams are not consistent. Oh. Okay, yeah. I push on. Yeah, it looks better. So it looks better after some few tweaks. But I think we'll replace the hinges just to be safe. But yeah. Because I think after the shocks deployed, had a little bit of a bend. This gap is a little bit big. Got that dent over here because this is where the impact was. As soon as we fix this dent and also raise the rubbers, this should be in line with the headlight, just like on this side. So if you look this side, the headlights and the bonnet are in the same level. That's what we want that side as well. So it looks like we are also missing the rubber for here. We're missing the rubber for here, which is the seal. So let's get the rubber from the old headlight quickly. This is the rubber that I'm talking about. I don't know if this thing is reusable or it's gonna tear as soon as I try and take it out. But this is why I want new headlights, guys. I did say that these headlights are only temporary. I want proper headlights. Oh, Nissan and 2A tape. Look at this, it's 2A tape. Even the other things that we were taking out had 2A tape. And this is like not the normal 2A tape. This is like really hard 2A tape. It just tore. It's gonna need some proper glue to put on. Is there glue that you guys can recommend in the comments? Please let me know in the comments some really good glue that I can use to stick this thing back on. Because I don't want to put 2A tape again. I want to put proper glue. What's the strongest glue you guys know? What's the strongest glue you guys can recommend? Please let me know.
As I've mentioned, these headlights aren't exactly pristine, but they'll have to do the job for now.
So this is where this rubber sits, like so. Okay, sits like so. Right, that's how it sits.
Since the bonnet is now on, we can now begin to prepare starting up the engine. We lost a lot of power steering fluid when we were removing the cradle, so we had to top that up. Next, we got the coolant topped up, leaving us with only one thing left to do, which is to start up this beast. I think this Nissan GTR was parked for a very long time because the battery was completely dead and we had to get a booster pack to help give it some juice.
You see, now it's responding. Let's start her up, see if there's anything else, something new. Right, let's hope there's nothing new.
In 3, 2...
Hey, before I burn something.
Well, turns out the booster pack was flat. We managed to get another battery hooked up, and I really hope it starts up fine. With all the stripping and reassembling we've done over the past 2 days, if I missed a step, this car may not start.
Now, take it for a spin.
Look at that, it started, and this twin turbo V6 really sounds amazing. I'm super excited to take this car out finally for a spin. But before I do that, I need to make sure that I bleed the cooling system as a precaution. And with the coolant topped up and the engine at operating temperature, I think it's finally time.
This, ladies and gentlemen, called working really hard. When you see us cruising slowly in our nice cars that we build, boy, don't hate, congratulate.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping.
Just do one pull and see. Loose.
Oh shit. No, that was it's supposed to sound like that.
No, it's a turbo pipe.
Yep, that swooshing sound you just heard was definitely the turbo boost pressure pipe coming off. I definitely knew it was the turbo pipe because the car lost all power after it came out.
So the turbo pipe came loose. I think maybe one of the clamps I got on the car is bad. Yo, but this thing, yo, the power. I cannot keep this car for too long. The power. It's so exhilarating. The power, the handling. Yo, top. This is the best drive I've ever had. Best drive I've ever had. And that was like 2 minutes, a minute long. Yo, The adrenaline, I'm even like, my voice is shaking. Yeah, that was insane. The boost, boy. The boost, boy. Yeah. So here's the boost pressure pipe that came out while I was driving. So yeah, you just need to put this back on and then drive again.
We got the boost pressure pipe sorted out, but when it was time to start the vehicle up again, I noticed that the battery didn't charge long enough during our first test drive. This GTR, actually my GTR, drove perfectly without any other issues. What an emotional roller coaster. From the condition we found this car in to what it looks like now, I think is a huge step.
These cars are just overpowered. I think the guys that tune their GTRs are not after speed, but they are after a really crazy adrenaline rush. Because the adrenaline rush on these cars is just something I cannot explain. It's crazy. Wonderful car, very smooth though, very nice. I can't wait to have everything done on the car. Whiplash, boy. Crazy whiplash.
My hands are shaking. My hands are shaking.
Boss, it's scary, like it is. It's scary. I do not know how the guys with tuned GTRs drive these cars.
We still need a few more things to get done, like airbags on the dash and the steering and the bonnet airbags. It's also going to need some painting and a proper detail. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And always, thank you for watching. But for now, I cannot believe how much progress we've made on this.
Just like that, that is the end of this week's YouTube video. What else to say? What must I say?
I think that's cool.
Ow. Vehicle before you purchase it. Bugger.